My goal ideally is to own and run a multimedia company. I want Africa to have its own Sony Music, for example, or its own Sony Pictures. That's the conglomerate of entertainment, basically. And that's really what I want to do. And then be able to invest in multiple other businesses. I could go either route.
I'm just getting really charged just listening to your dreams. These are big dreams. Why can't those two things come together?
They can. I just need to figure out how.
Here is something you need to hear. You're not lazy. You're just misaligned. I'm Kepo. I help high performers get unstuck by taking bold, aligned action. And this is Grow With Kepo, where we speak with influential trailblazers who've made their mark and found the clarity that changed their lives. This is where we get clear, realign, and move toward a life that actually feels like yours. Welcome to the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Today's episode is a very different one. I am taking a twist in the road because I like to keep you all on your toes, okay? And today I thought, you know what? Why not bring a client on and actually have a one-on-one coaching session live? And you can actually tap into her breakthroughs. You can also relate with a lot of the things that she's probably going to ask. And also you get unblocked as well, because we're all in this together. We all pretty much want similar things in life, right? And hearing somebody else go through their own journey is always so uplifting. And I'm so excited about this, you all, because this is where I shine. And this is where people that I work with get to shine and get to get their breakthroughs as well. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Hello, welcome to the show, Olaora. How are you doing today?
Very well, Kipo. Thank you for having me.
I'm so honored to have you here. I'm so happy. And I want to say something. I know I said this to you offline, but I just want to commend you on what you are doing today, because not a lot of people have the courage to just raise their hand and say, hey, I need help in this area and I want to talk to someone. A lot of times people get in their heads and their ego gets in the way and they're like, what's that? I don't need coaching. I already know what to do. Well, guess what? If we all knew what to do, we would all be billionaires by now, right?
Right.
But I think it's really awesome. I see you fighting for what you want, and I'm so excited for you and this session.
Thank you. Thank
Awesome.
you. Happy to be here. Let's do this.
Okay. All right. Well, for the benefit of the listeners and the watchers, tell us what you do, what you love to do.
What do I do and what do I love to do? I do very many things. No, not really. I make music. I enjoy marketing. I enjoy business. I did my undergraduate in the United States in business management, and then I recently got a certificate in marketing here in Canada. I just moved to Canada like 2 years ago. At some point I moved back home to kind of do the music thing, but a lot of things that we would probably talk about stopped that. So yeah, I make music, I write songs, I sing, if that's not already clear. And I enjoy thinking up marketing strategy, like creating strategy. I like thinking up, okay, how can we make this work for this business? And I enjoy making things move. I don't like hearing, oh, this can't work. I feel like there's always a way. So, currently been looking for work, in marketing. My ideal would be to find something in the music industry, but whatever. It's been crazy.
Well, whatever, what?
I don't know. I think it's very competitive and I don't have that much work experience. My resume is very lean. Not lean and mean, just lean. Just lean.
So when you say that the market is competitive and your resume is lean, okay, those are facts, but have you actually done anything towards finding a job there? Or are these stories that you're just telling yourself? You just assume that, oh, because of that, you can't get a job.
I have been searching. I think I've been searching. I do think that I could go harder on the job search. But I really do believe that my resume is what is not cutting it. And I do believe that. And I believe that I don't know the right people. as well that could, because my first job at a record company back in Nigeria, it was through a friend, and I did the interview, blah blah blah, got the job. Didn't really go very well towards the end there. To enough to say that okay, I made an impact, da da da. And then after that, I was like, okay, I kept going back and forth between doing my own thing, um, and finding a job, because all I ever heard was, you need to find a stable thing, right? So even though I wanted to do music and I wanted to use music as a stepping stone for the other things in my life that I'm passionate about, I could never really focus on that because I felt like I was wasting my time, knowing that the music industry is very, is very unstable in terms of, and then I wasn't even putting myself out there enough. I'm a homebody. So it's like, you can't really do that. So even with social media, I wasn't even putting myself out there, enough. And there were very many opportunities. I don't know if you ended up reading my question in that stuff.
I did.
Yeah, so I was like, there were people that I could have followed up with that may have been able to help me out, but I never did. I don't think that I'm someone who spends too much time thinking about why I'm not doing what I should be doing than just doing the thing. So I would think about, oh, well, it's because I didn't have guidance growing up, right? And so a lot of times I know what I want to do, but it's hard sticking to it because sometimes I'm like, you're wasting your time. This is an unstable, this is just very stable industry for me. Why are you wasting your time on here? And so that
Okay,
was,
I'm hearing a lot of things. Let me tell you
yeah,
what.
yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
Let me tell you what I'm hearing. It's crazy. It's the same thread that is actually following you that you're using to sew whatever, maybe the fabric of your life right now. And what I'm hearing from you is, oh, I want to do this, but I already believe that it's not going to happen. So I just do a little bit and then I go back into my shell again. And that's exactly what you're doing right now. You literally just came up with all the reasons why you cannot land a job in marketing or in music or in maybe something that even merges both together. So when you don't have the conviction and the confidence that this thing is going to happen for you, how do you think you will approach that? How have you been approaching your job search? How have you been approaching, stepping out into the music industry, putting yourself out there on social media? How have you been approaching that?
This year so far, so like I said, I just finished the marketing certificate. So it was like, okay, there's something to put in there. I tend to have ideas about, okay, I could attach a proposal to this thing, like attach a pitch deck, blah, blah, blah. But I find an excuse in my mind. But for the music and social media and my own thing, I've actually started doing TikToks. I deactivated my Instagram, but I was like, okay, no one really knows me on TikTok. And I turned off viewer history and all the things I know could potentially stop me. And I've been doing the TikTok. I find that it's easier to do creative tasks than to do, the job search, than to sit down. I've applied to certain jobs. At least I've gotten many rejections. So I know that I've been applying. I saw a job recently at UMG and I took my time to do it. Although I was nervous. I was like, okay, if I waste time, what if then it closes up, right? It was like, I found it 5 days after it was posted, and then I sent it in on the seventh day, right? After it was posted. So I was like, I felt like I could have done more to boost my resume, but I didn't want to waste time. I didn't want to give myself time to procrastinate anymore, and then the position ends up closing up. But like for the creative tasks, I haven't dropped any songs this year, right? I was like, okay, let me build my following on social media and then execute on that one, right? Do the lowest hanging fruit, right? Okay, this is what you can do towards, this is the lowest hanging fruit that you can do towards your goals. Do that, right? And again, I've seen some traction there. I've been consistent now for about a month, or I would say like about 3 months. Gone to about 1,380 followers now. I think I post regularly now. I just graduated in June, so since then I've been more consistent. While I was in school, I wasn't able to be consistent, but I was still posting like regularly, and I can see that working for me. But I definitely have room to grow in terms of putting more singing videos out there, right?
How would you like all of this to turn out? Because there are two angles here. There is the marketing career, right? And there is the music.
Right.
How would you like to see it all turn out? Let's time box it. How would you like to see this turn out a year from now and then 5 years from now?
Okay, so this is, I'm just going to split into two the way you did. If the marketing thing were to work out, I would hope that I get a good job that lets me fund the others, the content creation much easier, right? Right now, I'm even out of equipment. Like, I only have certain things. I need a new mic. So stuff like that. So if I got a job in marketing or fund certain things, I'd probably be able to get a team around the content creation, just a tiny team, nothing really serious, or be able to pay for certain tools or whatever. But if I do the music thing, I'm hoping that, I'm able to be stable enough that then I grow into the businesses that I want to do in the industry. I make connections. I'm able to really become an entrepreneur in the music business that I want to do, that I'm interested in too as well. You know what I mean? So I'm just hoping that for the music part, I'm like, okay, grow your following, start getting deals, start getting the streaming money coming in, start getting songwriting. I've been paid before to write for people before, so I know that it's possible. I know that there's platforms like Sound Better, that where you can put your work and you get hired, or whatever. You could possibly get signed, and even if you don't get signed, I'm very fine being an independent artist, but growing to the point that the streaming money is coming on a consistent basis, and I'm able to then invest into the other things. And even hopefully that would even open doors still to work in music business or whatever. But my goal ideally is to own and run a multimedia company. I want Africa to have its own Sony Music, for example, or its own Sony Pictures. That's a conglomerate of the music of entertainment, basically. And that's really what I want to do, and then be able to invest in multiple other businesses. I could go either route.
That is awesome. That is amazing. I love that. And I'm just getting really charged, just listening to your dreams. These are big dreams. And I have a question for you, Olaora. Why can't those two things come together?
They can. I just need to figure out how. I just need to know the how.
But you already know how. What I'm hearing from you is, and even in your questionnaire, you said, oh, I could go this route. The music could fund this, once I start getting brand deals, or I could get a marketing job, specifically in kind of marketing that I like, blah, blah, and that could fund, you know, building up my music stuff. And my question to you is, why do they need to be? ¿Por qué no los dos? But why not both?
I don't know. I mean, I've been trying to attack both, but I do think I could go harder.
So let me tell you, let's go back to the beginning again. This word I've been trying to is what is limiting you. Because on both ends, you still don't believe, you don't believe that it can actually happen on both ends. What I'm hearing from you is your dream is massive and is awesome. And I honestly commend you for that. For some reason, when it comes to the step by step and all of that, the middle part, the messy middle, is almost like you don't trust it. And it sounds to me that you want to know which one is going to work out better for you first before you finally take the step. Am I right or am I right?
You're right. Yeah.
And then from there, from that kind of thinking, when whatever effort you put into it, it's not going to be your absolute best because you don't have that conviction yet. But if you had the certainty and the conviction, the confidence that no, if I do this and this and this thing is going to happen for me. In fact, both things can happen for me at the same time. The way you're going to approach the things that you have to do is going to completely change. So let me ask you a question. I want you to imagine your most successful self right now. Right? In fact, if you want, I want you to actually close your eyes and take a deep breath. Inhale, exhale. And I want you to actually think about this successful Olaora who is running a multimedia conglomerate like Sony, the Sony of Africa, right? And I want you to really, really think about the kinds of decisions that she makes and how she shows up. And I want you to tell me now what this successful version of you is asking you to do in this moment. You can open your eyes.
I feel like she's telling me to be intentional about my time. You know, you just have to be intentional about your time. And even today, I noticed that when I was cooking, I was sneaking time in between to edit some videos. And it's like, whoa, you could be doing this. You could actually just be doing this. It's the little steps, it's the little things, you know? Just be intentional with the time, even if it's 2 minutes, even if it's 10 minutes. I keep waiting to have 1 hour to focus on it. Meanwhile, I know I have ADHD to an extent. So it's like, I don't know if I can swear on this, but like, I don't even have that anyway. So it's like, take the 10 minutes, take the 10 minutes. If it's 10 minutes of focused time, it goes a long way. And then keep finding that time. And 10 minutes is 1 hour at the end of the day. And I feel like that's what she's telling me. Just be intentional with your time. You can't procrastinate. It's now or never. And you have to just take that time.
And when you're intentional, what are you doing with the time?
The things that I have to do, if that makes sense. No.
Why are you doing those things that you have to do? Why now? Why is it urgent?
Because I can't sleep with these things with all the things I have with these things and I mean I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. Unfortunately life has brought me to the point where I don't have a choice. I'm literally at this sink or swim thing at
Yeah.
this, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Literally.
But there's something else there, right? It because you already you're building your social media following. You've done this kind of job before in Nigeria. It's not that you don't know what to do to actually make it big here. Even you told me in your questionnaire that there is someone that you could have contacted, right? So it's not like you don't even know who to contact. But there's a reason why you know that you need to do these things. Why is that?
I think that's why I'm here. I don't have anything else. I just think that's why I'm here. When I think about all the
What
people,
is going to happen when you take all those steps? When you are intentional about your time and you do all of those things, what is going to happen in a year from now? What could happen?
the results for just me or the results in general, like that matter to me.
Matter to you based on what you want, based on the two paths we talked about, based on them coming together, based on your big dream and you actually inching towards that. What would that mean for you if you were actually intentional and you actually did all these things?
I would have a stable income on both ends, even as an artist. I think that I would probably get to write for more established artists. I think that I would be starting off my business or even investing in things that are on ground. I think I would be meeting people who want to also do great things. Cause sometimes I think it's, collaboration is key. I'm not trying to do everything myself. I think there are a lot of people who are probably doing the things that I want to do. So it's like, okay, I would have leverage to be a part of this thing and be doing something meaningful. And I would finally not feel like I am wasting my time and wasting all the things that God has given me, right? All these gifts, all these talents, all the passions, for lack of a better term. I think that when it comes to music, I see it as an economic driver, especially for Africa. So I see it as it literally bringing people out of poverty because and really setting up an industry. Most times what we see now is the foreign these other companies, they're they're big, so they own us for now, you know what I mean? And so at least we have something that's ours, in Africa, where that we're growing, and it's just it's
Can you
ours.
can you feel your heart as you say that? I want you to write it down. You might have written these things down, but those are your reasons why. That is why you're going to be intentional about your time. That is why rather than obsessing on whether which path is going to work. I don't know. I don't know. You're just going to set up projects, the music project and the, what do you call it? The marketing job project. And you're just going to do all the steps that you know because you know, you said it, right? That you know that if you're intentional about your time and you do all these things, all these steps that you know to do, you're going to have a stable income. You're going to be able to invest more. You're going to be able to do more things on the music end of things. You and then the next thing you start talking about the lives that are attached to it. So now let's bring this conversation back again to where this conversation started from. Alara, do you believe, do you have the certainty and the conviction that you can actually have this successful music career and have this marketing career?
At this moment, am I supposed to be honest? Or should I scale it all?
Yes.
I don't think I do. I think that I have waves. I think I go through waves. There's moments when I'm like, yeah, yeah, let's do this. And I feel that conviction and I'm like, oh, yeah. And after a minute or two, it's like, no.
So tell me what's going on when that dips for you.
Most times I start to compare myself to other people. I think there's moments when I start to compare myself to, or I start to look at my reality. I'm like, girl, look at your bank account. Girl, you ain't got this. Girl, you ain't got that. You know what I mean? I think that's those two things, or the negative self talk that I've been doing for years just gets its on its stage. It's like, girl, you ain't. And sometimes I can be a perfectionist, so I'm singing and I can hear when my voice broke, right? And I'm like, girl, you ain't ready.
Hey, can I be real with you? Your next chapter isn't going to start itself. If you're in a job that drains you and you're tired of talking yourself out of your big ideas, it's time to move. In Raise Your Standards, my free 21-day challenge, I'll coach you step by step to get through fear, make clear decisions, and start building the work and life you actually want. Click the link in the description to join the next round or hop on the waitlist today. All right, now back to the conversation. So fear and negativity are running your show right now.
And sometimes because I know that I've not been consistent, right? So if I'm doing my vocal practice
That is your self-talk. What would the successful version of you say to you now? Instead of what's the opposite of what she might say instead of all this oh, look at your bank account, blah blah. Because it sounds to me, before you answer that question, this is what I'm hearing from you. Not only are you comparing yourself with other people, which we all know is a thief of joy and confidence. So you're doing yourself a double whammy. You're also comparing your this is crazy. You're comparing your own chapter 0 to your own chapter 42. We just talked about what could happen for you in a year, what could happen for you in 5 years, and you start talking about the lives that are attached to this thing. But then when you get in your head, you are looking at today. And if you look at today, if we all look at our today, we will not do anything. We'll just be like, okay, what's the point? Let's just all faff about, right? But that is why I said write those things down, because that is you. Sometimes you might need to revisit that thing over and over again until it becomes your own conviction. And what is happening now is you are looking at two things. You're looking at your current situation, right? And you're also looking at a future situation as if it is in the present.
Yeah.
And the only thing you need to be looking at is literally the first thing that your successful self told you to do, which is just be intentional about your time. Literally be present, stay focused, and just stay focused on the process. That is all. But which one is it going to be? Right? Because at the end of the day, it's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you what you want to run your show. When you continue to focus on, oh, this is the current situation, da, 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 then you don't end up doing anything to actually change the current situation, which is mind blowing, right? But then when you focus on just the process, eventually it will get you there. right? And sometimes what happens to us is that we are overestimating what we can do in a day, in a week, in a year, and underestimating what can be done in 5 years. So yeah, your mind is telling you, oh, look at all that, like look at your bank account. Of course, it's not going to happen. Yeah, well, right now it's not. But you want to tell me that if you do all of those things that you know to do, that your bank account won't change, it will stay the same. Okay. So here is something that I do, and here is something that I tell other clients to do as well. It's time for you to actually change the stuff that you believe about yourself and the stuff that you say to yourself, right? Because, like you said, for 2 minutes, you're like, oh, yeah, I can do this. And then all of a sudden it dips. And when it dips, everything else dips and you don't get anything done. And you're no longer intentional about your time. And then you lose track. And then you're like, oh, the market is this. Oh, the my resume is that. And then you don't end up doing anything to even help the resume to begin with, right? And it all starts from that thing that is running your show, all those beliefs. So here's what you can do. Number one, I want you to this is recorded, lucky for you. But what I like to do with my clients during session is to take notes. I don't take notes for you. You take your own notes. For example, you told me I want you to write down the things that you say happen to you when your emotion dips, right? You said you compare yourself with other people. You said that you look at your current situation, right? And there was another thing you said, I don't remember now. But if you
Like, I look at the fact that I've not been consistent, like the thing.
exactly. Then you beat yourself down for not being consistent. So let me ask you this. If you could do 2 to 3 positive things to actually boost your confidence and to keep your self talk positive and to continue to be consistent, what are those 2 to 3 things that you will start doing?
I think I've been doing one of them already, which is the TikToks. That has really helped. Just showing proving to myself that, okay, you can be consistent at something. That is a big fear of mine, putting myself out there for people to see, judge, like, comments. That's really a big thing. But I would say I don't know if that makes sense with the content. Like if I was to put more of the singing videos out there, would probably be best, because I think what I'm doing now is the lowest of the lowest type of content that I need. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I would do that I need to do to boost my confidence. I don't know.
Well, I think you already said it, right? First of all, you're already doing something to prove that you can be consistent at something, right? You talked about your marketing job that could fill something. You talked about someone that you know that you could contact, right? What would happen in a world where you actually did those things? Where you actually went after that marketing job as if I'm going to get this thing, or you actually contacted the person, because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And right now, you are turning down offers that you don't have.
But like, you remember I told you that I had reached out to her, and she was like, "Yeah, she probably thinks like I'm unserious and shit."
You reached out to her when?
That like 20. This was 29, 18, 18 or
Okay.
2019.
So
So
how will you know what she will say to you if you don't reach out to her again? So what are you going to start doing? What are 2 to 3 things that you can start doing?
one of the ideas I had to initially was that I would be posting to LinkedIn more. So I tend to have ideas, like ideas or content, written content ideas. So I wanted to be doing more of that, and then like
Okay, write that down.
yeah, I know I did already. It's crazy. I did. Right now, the strategies I have done is the implementation. That is, or the
Okay,
execution.
I will talk about that in the last few minutes of the call, but write it down still. Just because you've written something down once. And that's the thing, our ego, man, it just gets in the way. It's like, oh, I wrote it down already. No, write it down again. Write it out again because obviously when you wrote it down the first time, it did not click. So write it down now. Write it down now. You're making that commitment, right? Maybe when you first wrote it down, you were not, you were not on this journey with a coach, with me. And now it's different. You're on a journey with me now. So write it down.
Then,
What else?
I'll reach out to the people that I've been procrastinating
When are
on.
you going to reach out to them?
Oh Lord Jesus. I'll reach out to them this week.
Okay. What's the hesitation there?
I don't know. I think I don't enjoy like asking people for help, and I think there's the fear of I would be aired, right? The fear of rejection.
Oh, what? Like this will be aired?
No, no, no. That I will be aired. Like they'll ghost. They will just not
Oh,
respond, or they will just be like, nope.
oh
Like
wow. So what if they don't respond?
right?
No, what's going to happen if they don't respond?
Nothing. I move on with my life and find the next person to reach
You
out.
find the next person, right? But and then at the same time, how would you know if they'll respond if you don't even reach out to them?
Yeah.
This right here is a common problem. Olaora, do not, you're not alone in this, right? This is something that a lot of us do or have done before. We think in our heads like, what if they reject me? What if the process is painful? What if I fail? What if you fail? What if they don't respond? What if they ghost you completely or air you, like you said? That's a new term. Oh my gosh. I need to stay current. I've been in my own shell, in my own grow with Kepo shell. No, I'm kidding. Um, yeah, what would happen? Right? What's the worst that can happen? You will still be alive, and then there will be more people for you to contact. But here you are fixated on was this one person or this one or few people going to say, when maybe after reaching out to them you have like 511 more people to reach out to, but you're just stuck on, oh, but what if these ones, but what, and then what if not, so what? We tend to index on negative stuff because our brains, just like to protect us. It's like, okay, let's just think of worst case scenario. But what about best case scenario? What about getting so fucking delusional about life? Like, you know what? This thing is going to happen for me one way or another. You know what I mean? Like, these doors are going to break down for me because I will keep knocking until they break down for me. Until you have, until you move with that kind of energy, you are always going to approach things like, oh, well, I don't know. What if I say? What would we, well, so, okay, let's say, Olara, you email them and they don't respond to you. When you put your food in the microwave for 2 minutes, it will still come out warm, right? Good. Will your milk expire in the fridge? No. Like, will your power shut down in your apartment? No. Literally nothing happens. The only thing that would happen is, okay, you feel that rejection. That's okay. You're human. Feel it, but let it fuel you to go further because you don't even know how many doors you need to knock on yet because you have not even started. So why not just start? All the time that you've been thinking, what if I, what if they don't respond? Do you know how many other people you might have reached out to? And you know how I always say clarity comes with execution? You might start reaching out to people, and then from there, you start thinking about, oh, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this. And then all of a sudden, that whole being intentional with your time takes on a whole new meaning because then you have all these other ideas. Like you are finding it hard to keep up with yourself. Like, these ideas are just coming, but they only come when you execute. Ideas do not come to people who don't execute. I have a theory that ideas, they are living beings. No, I'm serious. They will come to you and it's like, okay, we've been chilling with Olaora. She's not giving us any attention. Let's go somewhere else. All of a sudden, you be like, you just go online, like, how come this person is doing that thing that I had the idea for? Oh, well, yeah, because the idea left here when someone went to someone else. and person actually executed on it. So what are the ideas? You said you have a lot of ideas. They're swimming around your head. Reach out to that person from 2018. It's fine. It's okay. Walk the hall of shame. It's like, you know what? I'm sorry. It took me 7 years to get back to you. Better late than never. Put some humor into it and just go with it, man. What do you have to lose, literally? I'm actually asking you.
Nothing at this point.
Okay.
Mm,
So it sounds like reaching out to a couple of people is actually a big, bold this step for you to take.
right.
Can you tell me how you think you might feel when you do that?
I feel nervous. I think even now I'm thinking, okay, how's the message? What am I going to say in the message? And that alone is driving me crazy. I think one of the things that I don't like to seem unserious to people. This thing that just happened now is driving me crazy because like I got a whole email that I close everything, but WhatsApp desktop is like, let me put you to shame and make you
Are
seem
you
like,
human?
ugh,
Are you human?
yeah,
Okay. Are there straight lines in nature?
no, not really, no.
So why do you expect your life to be a straight line? Who cares if the phone just rang? It's a podcast. Whoever doesn't like it, they can tune to the next podcast. Bye, be going. Like, who cares? You know what I mean? That right there is what is probably stopping you. So, in this coming week, how are you going to show up differently?
I'm going to one, if I'm going to be intentional about my time, I need to I need to know that I've decided that I want to go both ways, right? I want to kill two birds with one stone. I've been going back and forth for years saying that, oh, is it this one, is it that one? But I know that I want to do both simultaneously. And now I'm at that time where I actually have the time to do both, right? To attack both. And so I'm going to create all the action points that I need to for both, like you said, dividing them up into projects, which again, I started some of those things. I literally have a Trello where I divided up my life. Like there's my one with my stage name, one with Sheon, the business person, one with Olaora, the, Sheon, the, human, and then Olaora, the business person, the marketing guru, right? Or whatever. So I want to go back there and take those things seriously, refine them where they need to be refined, and begin executing, pushing.
Okay, let's talk about the execution.
Yeah.
Because you said that you have everything written down. You mentioned it earlier. You're like, okay, I know what to do. All right, let's talk about the execution. You said in your questionnaire that right now you feel like the only time you can actually work, do all of these things is at night. But at the same time, you want to be able to get up at 5 a.m. So, how can you do that without losing your sleep? So, can we go back to why you believe that that time of the day is the only time that you have?
Like I said, my son is a big part of why that is. Hopefully he'll be starting school soon, so that would kind of I would probably get the daytime back. It's hard to kind of put him on a structured thing because while he's with me during the day, I want to keep him engaged. I can't just put him in front of the screen. I want to, oh, even if it's reading, even if it's playing, I'm doing that with him. And I'm cooking, I'm cleaning or something. So I do think that I could be more organized and find little pockets. So like I said, while I'm cooking, but things like singing, right? If I want to post a singing video, he's gonna be like da, 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 and just like it probably take time. But then at night, you live here, so there's time noise limits, time, whatever, you know what I mean? And so it's like, can you even do that at night? Sometimes I risk it. I just lower my voice a little bit more. Maybe I don't do some of the runs as much. Um, or I do another type of content. But that bothers me because I would love to have a structured thing, which is weird because I'm a creative, right? So I do enjoy flexibility as well, but I do enjoy that. I do kind of need that structure. So I'm just like, okay, maybe just, you know, do it at night when you don't have the distractions at all. But that doesn't make a lot of sense because then you're really tired and it's like da, da, da. So it's difficult figuring it out per se. I think that when he starts school in a few days, it'd be easier to have my days and really know what I'm doing. But right now it seems like nighttime works best.
Works best because the conditions are the way you prefer them to be, or because you truly can't work during the day? Because there's a difference.
There is a difference, I agree. I think I haven't tried the other way where I tried to make the few times recently, especially thanks to the 3 weeks coaching thing we did. The few times I tried it, I was like, okay, you can get this to work. If I talk to him, I'm like, Iri, I need this time to myself. Most times he listens, right? I can squeeze, especially if I start to focus on, okay, those 10-minute things. What can I get done in 10 minutes? Okay, and find another 10 minutes within each hour to do something. And I also think that I might need to have my to-dos in places that I can see them so that when I look up, at a moment when, okay, I'm in the kitchen, I literally see what I could be doing.
Okay, so what can you do to put your to do in a visual place?
Yeah, just put them up because I write them down really and put them up. I have these.
Okay, write it down right now as a thing to do that you're going to do. I guess over the next day or two, you're going to have your to dos where you can visually see them. I actually had someone else on the challenge as well say that that's what they do. Okay, you listen to the
Yeah, I was gonna
replay,
ask
right?
her to share. I was gonna ask her to share, but yeah.
Yeah. There were two things that you mentioned that I don't want to, okay, I don't want to lose them. Okay. Number one, start to see the difference between the conditions are perfect, so therefore I can do my work now, versus, yeah, the conditions aren't perfect, but I can actually get stuff done, even more than 10 minutes. Because that perfect, you mentioned earlier that you see yourself as a perfectionist. That perfectionist mindset is killing us, is killing our progress, because it's giving this all or nothing thing. If I cannot have the conditions, imagine if I said, for me to do my work, I need to be at my standing desk. I need to have my two screens, my this, my that. Therefore, like, and then I must have my incense burning on my candle and my bottle beside me. If not for that, I cannot work. Do you know how many things that will not get done? Do you know how many things I've done inside the car? Like maybe just waiting for someone, or I'm waiting in line. The line is just taking forever. I'm like, you know what? I can just do this right now. Or I'm not by my desk and I have the inspiration. I'm like, I need to download this narrator. Or sometimes I'm literally taking a walk. I'm like, what? Let me sit down and do this now. And because of that, I've actually gotten a lot more done. So I want to I want to just tell you to start taking note of the difference. When you start to see the difference, then you will start to see more time just open up in your day. Because it's not so much that you don't have time. Even your son is not on 18 hours a day. He's not, right? Now, the next thing you mentioned, you're cooking, you're cleaning. Who else could you enroll to help you in this area?
Nobody right now.
Even outsourcing it, like
No,
cleaning.
can't. Can't really outsource that one just yet. But by the grace of God, when I do get a job, I should be able to. That should open up. But what I'm thinking is, I need to push certain things. What I'm doing is dishwasher. Girl, throw things in the dishwasher. Don't even feel bad about it. Just throw them in the dishwasher.
That is you enrolling someone, quote unquote, or something to do it for you, right?
Right.
But what is I don't understand. What's the thing behind dishwasher? What's the,
No, nothing. Nothing.
because you said something now, like there's no shame there. Like put, like
No,
use,
I mean, sometimes maybe you need something immediately. So if you push it off, sometimes you want to wait for the dishwasher to be full before you do it. It's like, if yeah. So crazy things like that. And then I also think I need to, some of the cleaning. ignore it. My mom always tells me this: ignore it till the weekend, or ignore it till, have it scheduled, your cleaning schedules. Because sometimes I tend to just clean every day, like certain things. I just, once I start to see certain things, I just want to clean or sweep every day. But then I don't need to do that. And sometimes I do it automatically as a way to just get busy doing what I'm not supposed to be doing, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that right there is a mistake that I used to make too. I would, just to feel good, I'll do other things. But I know that there's this big thing that I really need to do. And I'm not going to do that. But I can remodel my entire home. I can clean out my entire closet and do a deep clean, give bags of things away. But that one thing I need to do will not get done. But then when I changed my mind about that, I was like, no, you need to start making the main things the main things. If you need to write that down on your fridge, Olara, make the main things the main things. Literally, those clothes can wait to be folded until you have reached out to those people that you need to reach out to this week. And if there are things that even bother you, you can stack them and say, you know what, this thing really bothers me, but I'm going to reward myself with it. Let me first do this thing. When I do it, then I'll reward myself with this other thing that I really want to do. Like if you're obsessed with cleaning, okay, fine. Did you send that email? Have you sent it? If you haven't sent it, that cleaning can wait. You reward yourself with that cleaning, right?
Mm.
And
Okay.
that perfectionist mindset, it just follows us everywhere. I heard you say just now that you're already thinking about the email you will send to the person that you want to reach out to. Like how do you want to sound? Why? Why do you think that whatever email you put together that you think is perfect is actually going to come across as perfect to them?
Right. Mm.
Make the main things the main things and control your controllables. You cannot control how that person sees you. All you can do is put out the best email, and what sending it is better than getting the perfect one. Done is better than perfect.
I have a question.
Yes.
If I don't get a response, am I supposed to follow up? Am I supposed to do the whole follow up thing? Da, 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 or do I
What do
just?
you think?
I think I can follow up a few times at least. Then if I still don't get a follow up at the third time, then wrap it
Why
up.
the third time?
I mean, I think third time's a charm, right? So I think
Says
that.
who?
Oh no. I think that's I feel like
How
that's a
bad
good
do you
one.
want it?
Ooh, that's good. That's a good question. Bad enough.
I mean,
Do more than
do you
three.
want it badly enough to just email the person 3 times? How many repeated emails have you ignored before?
Right? That's true. That's true. That's true.
Okay, so how long are you going to email these people for?
Did I get a response about whether yes or no?
That's right. Now we're talking until you get your response. You are going to knock on those doors until they open. Because, do you know why? Because of what we talked about earlier. Because you have the certainty and the conviction that if I keep knocking, these people are going to open the door for me. It's not that you just be foolish and just be knocking on only one door. You know what I mean? Like all the people that you have lined up, you don't just give up like, oh, they didn't respond. People are busy. You're busy too. Just because it's high priority for you doesn't mean it's going to be high priority for them. But then the other person who is in your shoes, who continued to persist 17 more times past you, is the one that is going to get the door open, not you. And that is the difference. And that's how bad do you want it? When you start to feel yourself giving up, just to ask it, Olara, how bad do you want it, girl? Okay, so we've talked about executing. This is literally enough for you in terms of execution. We cannot solve all the issues in one session. Do you have any other questions?
I don't think so. I think you're right. This has been awesome to say the least. And there's a lot to execute on, to be honest. And I'm
Do you
looking.
feel that you are clear on the next 3 to 5 things to do right after this call?
I am. I am.
Then we're good. We are so good. I am so happy. I think this was so much fun. I loved it. Tell me what did you love the most about this session today?
Your energy. I think you have this realness about you. You're not BSing, and you tend to know exactly what the issue is. I love how you just like you're like, oh, this is what is wrong. This is, and some of the things that we've heard before, but you're saying it at the right time concerning the particular issues that we're dealing with. Um, and you are listening. It's showing that you listen, like you're actually listening. You're not just, a lot of times other people, they just want to give you blanket advice, but it's not that. It's not that. I think that it's more intentional, and you really care. It shows that you really care, really and truly. And this is probably stuff that's worked for you, so it's not BS. And I enjoy being able to cuss on the show, so that's also my favorite.
I love it, man. It's therapeutic.
It is.
My sister doesn't like it. If she listens to this now, she'll be like, careful. Why do you have to curse? It's not godly. It's like, honey, it is therapeutic. And I love Jesus.
No, for real.
I love it. I love it. I'm so glad that you got something out of this. And
Thank
I'm
you.
so honored. Thank you for letting me be this person for you today. And I hope we get to work together even more. And so, how can people get to
My
know
email.
you, your music, and all of that?
It's Olafaya everywhere. Streaming platforms, Olafaya. And yeah, yeah. I'm not on Instagram right now, mostly TikTok. And then that's me on streaming platforms. So and then I think it's Sheon Olaora Oidele on LinkedIn. So if anyone wanted to reach out, had any leads,
Okay,
jobs,
there you go. That's your first big step. You all are talking to the future founder and owner of what are we going to call it? Something Records of Nigeria, right?
right?
You have a name for it already?
Absolutely not. I did register it in
Absolutely.
Nigeria already, but there's supposed to be different arms of it. Yeah, because you know how Sony is Sony Pictures, Sony Music, Sony Electronics. So there would be the parent company, obviously, and then there'd be the different arms that focus on
I
music
love it.
and
I love it. Watch out. Everybody, watch out for Olaora, aka Ola Fire. She's coming with her fire. I love it.
I love that.
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in to Grow with Kepo. If this episode sparked something for you, subscribe, share it with a friend, and keep growing.